entire debate is, let's go across to Americai Narayanan, Surabhi Hodigere and Dr. Anand Ranganathan who join us on this matter. Surabhi ji, how would you respond to the allegations made by by Ramalinga Reddy ji, the HRNC minister, where he blamed the BJP for deliberately attempting to mislead, saying the BJP was the one who actually allowed these amendments, etc., and has been continuing to collect this tax, 10% from a temple that collects more than 1 crore rupees, 5% when the amount is less than 1 crore.
First and foremost, I don't believe that anybody in Karnataka doubts that the Congress government here has been, putting up these issues because they have a certain ideological bent, and there are certain people here in Karnataka as well as across India that they are catering to. Look at the issue that happened in Mandya to start with. The fact that there were some controversies here where government schools were asked not to do Saraswati Puja. Now we are not making this allegation of Hindu Virodhi merely based on one incident, but this one incident that you have brought out today, Anand, is in itself the sort of like it's a straightforward thing. The fact that temples which have more income, which have more than 1 crore income, should give 10% fund, it's an amendment that was brought in. It was not there prior to this amendment. Temples which have income of 10 lakhs to 1 crore should give 5% to the common pool. Please explain what this common pool is. How does that common pool, does it go to the Muzrai department? Does it go elsewhere? This clarification has not been given. Common pool fund should be used for needy and poor. We have seen, you saw the recent Karnataka budget, Anand, where there was some significant amount of money that was allocated to the Waqf board here for their property development. This is not an allegation that the Karnataka BJP is making, not knowing the history of the Congress here. This is an allegation we are making very strongly. And I don't think that the response from the minister has been sufficient at all. It is like Kannadiga Hindus are being asked to pay Jizya. This is what the unfortunate state is.
Mr. Vijendra has made that very serious allegation and accusation, but the Congress says this money is not going anywhere, but it is going back to helping Archakas, it is going back to helping destitute children, and also to create orphanages, etc. around the Hindu religious temples, and also refurbishment and renovation of old temples who do not make that kind of money. That's where this money will be used. That's the clarification the minister has given. Surabhi.
Is that what the common pool means? Is that what section 19A of the amendment that has been passed means, which says that the common pool fund can be utilized for any poor or needy organization? I am not doubting that money has to be allocated for poor and needy organizations, but I am asking, why can't you, if you are so clear that it is going to go back to the welfare of the temple and temple communities, why does it need to go back into the common pool? The Karnataka state government currently has been showing us that these tricks and treacheries with numbers is what has been our failing. No, we do not accept that. If it is truly going back to Archakas, give us a proper plan of action. It is not, that is not seen, Anand.
And then don't call it a common pool. Say it will be called a temple, HRNC pool for temple-related institutions or Hindu-related institutions only. Now, let Americai Narayananji respond, and then I'll come back to you. Yes, Americai.
I agree with it. I think, as I know it, in Tamil Nadu Hindu Religious Board, the fund, anybody who is having any kind of work in the HRNCE first have to declare that they are Hindu. Non-Hindus cannot be there. I think that's the same thing in Karnataka from whatever you have told. Second thing is, the funds cannot be used for anything other than the Hindu thing. And I think that's what the opposition and we the people need to make sure, that the money that is set aside is only used for that. Now, the minister has, and I don't know what has happened, but I understand this amendment has been made, and the minister has just made the amendment. If he gives you the assurance, it is a job of all the people, including Congress and BJP, to make sure they keep their word. And I don't doubt it when they have given an assurance, and it has to be under law. And they can't say, as you rightfully pointed out, a common pool under the Hindu Religious Board can also be said. I don't see why can't that be said, because the fund is from the temples.
But that's where the
as
problem
far as
is.
the second question,
What he said on social media and what the law says, that's the allegation. That what the amendment, the way it is worded, section 19A, and what the minister has said on social media as clarification are in variance. There it only says common pool for the needy and poor. On social media, the underlying aspect or the clarification is that no, it is only for Hindu institutions and temples. But the law doesn't word it like that. That's where
I think law can be amended, and I think it's a fair thing to ask for the law to be amended, where it has to say that for the Hindu temples, money has to be spent for Hindus. There's nothing wrong about it. Jayalalitha gave a lot of Annadanam, and that was very welcomed, and nobody goes hungry in Tamil Nadu. So these kind of things, temple has funds, and it should be used for Hindus and the welfare of the Hindus.
Dr. Ranganathan, in the past, the courts, the Karnataka High Courts themselves, have struck down amendments saying these are cosmetic. They have struck them down as discriminatory and violative of constitutional rights. And this has happened in 2011, 2012. These acts that was done on November 29, 2015. In the past, the courts have said that these acts themselves should be done away with. But again, government after government comes back with these amendments, trying to window dress them and push them again.
Couple of points here. Number one, the very fact, Anand, that we are having this surreal conversation about how much of the Hindu temples is legally sanctioned by the state to control exposes this fact once and for all. I hope people would realize this, that we are not a secular country. So please, we kind of tom this, India is a secular country. Secularism means complete separation of religion and state. Out here, the very fact that we are discussing about the extent to which the government can control Hindu places of worship, leave alone that it's exclusive. The government is controlling religious places of worship. How can it be secular? So point number one. Point number two, again, it is profoundly bizarre, and my good friend Surabhi is there, and she knows she's a very good friend of mine. But it seems pot calling the kettle black when the BJP is castigating the Congress government or accusing it of tinkering with the control that every state government has had on Hindu temples in Karnataka. I mean, if the BJP was so angry at the way Hindu temples are being controlled, why did it not do away with the act? When it was in power just a couple of years ago, for 5 years, it also controlled 35,000 temples. It also leased billions from them. It also controlled how much of the temple land could be put on rent, thereby incurring massive losses going into lakhs of crores of Hindu temples. I mean, the activist T.R. Ramesh, who you also know very well, has said, at least confining just to Tamil Nadu, that the temple land that should be actually making 6,000 crores, because the rent is sent by the government, is making 58 crores, not even 1%. Same is the story in every state where have you, these boards that control. So BJP is as much guilty. The question now out here is that somebody needs to have some clarity, and I hope, Anand, you would by tomorrow, because I looked at the Amendment Act, and unfortunately it was in Kannadiga, so I could not understand. But somebody needs to say, was that fact that the Congress minister is alleging that 10% of the funds that are collected by a temple that earns more than 1 crore is going to go. He is claiming that was always there. The BJP government also was making use of it. If that is the case, then this is a non-issue. Then both BJP and the Congress needs to be castigated. However, if these amendments are new and the Congress minister is lying, then of course this is outrageous.